Whenever we talk about fishes, the one fish that comes to our head is the hilsa or the ilish and the sitol. Today I would like to work out before you one of the parts of the sitol fish, which is the top part, which is known as Goda in our language. In English, some people call it hump featherback, or some people call it as clown knife fish. So I would like to work out this particular recipe. Delicious, I can just tell that particular word for this recipe. It's so delicious that you can have it midway also. Still, it's something that you'll never forget if you have it once. This particular recipe was given to me by my grandmother, my father's mother, and I would like to try out this recipe as a tribute to her today. So let's get cooking and cook out a yummy fish dish. In Assamese, we call this Sitol Masor Goda. In Bengali, they call it muthia, that part that is on the top part of the fish. And I remember when we were kids, my mom used to keep it in the refrigerator and then bring it out and then try to do the way I will be doing today and showing it to you how we can actually go about deboning this particular fish so that we make a special curry out of it. Now I'm going to show you how we actually take out or debone the entire fish. You need to take it, this way, and then take a spoon and just towards the way the bones are, you just scrape it off this way. It will come out very easily. This is the entire process, but this you cannot do when you are just after cutting the fish. You need to keep it in the refrigerator for some time and then you can really scrape it off. This way you have to repeat for the whole thing. See, all the bones are out. The whole thing, the bones are out, and it will really tear away from the skin part also. See, this way. So the entire portion, or you have to really turn over sometimes. Just see where the bones are. Just in the same direction of the bones, you pull it out. You can see that only the skin is left behind, if you can see properly. See, this is the way it goes. The whole thing will be scraped off. This way, I'll debone my entire, what we call Goda in Assamese. See, this entire thing is left. Only the bones are left, and here we have something that's completely deboned. Now I'll just show you what are the other ingredients that we need at this present moment. Here I have around 1 big onion chopped, around 10 pods of garlic, 1 small inch of ginger, and of course 1 chili. You can choose as many chilies as you want according to the hot heat that you want in your recipe. Now this will be going into my mixie, and we'll get a nice grind which I will use along with the fish that I am scraping off. So after scraping off, this is as much as I got the deboned fish there. So first I will just put some salt there, as much as necessary according to your taste. Okay, the salt you have to be careful with the salt, because if the salt is less, it will not taste good. And then this is the condition of the onion, ginger and garlic, and 1 chili. I just gave it a nice whisk in the mixie, right? And now we just need to throw this off anyway. Okay, and then here I have some dry ingredients, dry spices. 1.5 teaspoons of this is cumin powder or jeera powder, 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of this is turmeric or haldi powder, and 1 teaspoon of coriander or dhania powder. All of them will also go into this fish. Now give it a nice mix there with your hands, proper mix there, and now this is going to be actually steamed. So how do we steam it? I'll just show you how we go about. Just give it a nice mix so that we have the salt all around and even the masalas. It's going to be nice and spicy mixture that we have. Okay. Now I have also taken a piece of cloth like this, and we're going to put this entire portion in the cloth, and we're going to steam it. This is how it goes about. Now we're going to steam it. You can put in the pressure cooker and give around 2 or 3 pressure whistles, or you can always use the steamer till it's done. So a normally easier way is to use the pressure cooker and steam it. I just wash my hands and come back. So I'll just give it the shape of a cake like this, and then just bring the cloth together and tie it up. Slowly tie it up, but a firm and secure one, a knot that will hopefully not open, right? So we need to tie it up very strongly. So that's done. And now it will go into the pressure cooker. I have put here around 3 or 4 cups of water, and this goes inside the pressure cooker. Then we'll give it around 3 whistles in the pressure cooker in medium flame. So after 3 whistles, this is done, and this is hopefully cooked, and we're really going to take it out. Yes, it's done. So we will now go to the next process of cutting it down into pieces and frying it. So this is it, done, beautifully steaming and done. All we need to do is now take it out. See, it's almost like a cake there. Now chop it down into your required size that you want. See, beautifully done up. As you want it, you do it. And then we are going to fry it next. So I'll just cut it down into small pieces as I want. So these are your slices, and you will just check out if there are any. See here, these are your bones that you can, the fish bones that you need to remove before you actually fry them, so that they don't stick on, right? So this way we will do it for all the pieces. This way they'll be coming out. All the left behind bones, fish bones, will be out. So we have the other ingredients, the dry spices here. This is a very, very spicy sort of a recipe, which normally people like it spicy. Therefore, I have used a lot of dry spices. Here there are 3 teaspoons of meat masala, 1 small teaspoon of coriander or dhania powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin or jeera powder, 1 small teaspoon of jeera seeds or cumin seeds, 1 small teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder, and 1 small teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder, only for the color. Apart from that, of course, I'll also need here around 2 big onions chopped, and here I have a small inch of ginger and around 10 pods of garlic. These I'm going to put in a mixie. And here I have just tried to grate into very small pieces 1 tomato. Of course, I have de-seeded it. I've removed all the seeds, the internal portion. This is just the outer cover, the outer layer of the tomato. I will of course need a bay leaf and 1, this is a dry chili, and 1 chili. This is a normal chili, green chili. You can add many more chilies if you like it hot. Okay, now let's start the entire process of cooking this yummy dish. First thing what I'll do is that I'm going to fry these pieces of fish in mustard oil. Basically, I do the entire cooking of this particular recipe in mustard oil. So let's start cooking. So I have put here on 4 big tablespoons of mustard oil, and I'm going to put some salt so that whatever I put doesn't splutter and come to my face. So I'm going to fry these properly without any coating. Fry these pieces of fish without any coating. Normally, some people might use the coating, but I like it without any coating. The raw flavor will be there. So that's the exact flavor of the fish. I do not want the flavor of, basin or any roasted drum to really bring a change in the type of actual taste of the fish. So this is how we're going to fry it, completely red. And then we take it out. So we have to fry it deep golden brown. You can see it's so yummy at this stage. I just wanted to say that this is the time which is my personal favorite. All you need to do is that take one, break it and eat it. It's so yummy. Too good. If you do not want to make the curry, eat it like this. In the same oil, I'm going to put in the bay leaf, split the red chili, and of course, next I'm going to put in the jeera or the cumin seeds. Okay, we need to do it very fast so that it doesn't burn off. And then the masala. I haven't smashed it completely. Right? I do not like the masala too completely done. I just wanted some of the some solids remaining. It gives a lot of weight and the gravy becomes thicker that way. Otherwise, if you make it very thin, the mixture, you'll have a very slimy sort of a gravy, which I normally do not like. So we'll increase the heat and of course throw in a little water from the mixie. Okay, so this is the ginger, garlic, onion and chili paste that I have put in, and I'm going to really fry it in high heat for some time. Alright, in between of course I can always put in the tomato. Alright, let me fry for some time and then I'll put in the dry spices. Of course, easy way out, you can always put some water here so that the dry spices mix up properly and your masalas do not burn up. So this is how we are doing it. I had seen my grandmother do this very often. She would mix all the spices like this, the dry spices. I guess there was no meat masala at that time. Something called curry powder was there. Whatever. So she would do this and let all the sediments fall down. And then she would just throw in the water of the masala. Now, when I talk about this particular recipe, I would like to dedicate it to my grandmom who had actually taught me this recipe. It's completely something that it belongs to our house and we use it. We have been eating this particular recipe for a long time. So let me now first try to really dry up the entire thing. In between, of course, I think a little more of salt that I'll put in, which will make my process easier and faster. So after 3-4 minutes, you can see the oil is oozing out. That means the paste is being cooked. And now we'll throw in the masalas. All of the masala go in. Goes in there. We'll give a nice stir. I guess I'll just put a little more of haldi so that the color brightens up. Just 1/4 teaspoon more of haldi. And now we really need to fry the masala. As you can see, I'm not using any potatoes also here. So this masala is going to form the gravy of my entire dish. I really need to, cook it very thoroughly. And once I see the oil oozing out, I'll give in some water and we'll again repeat the entire process. So as you can again see, the oil is oozing out. I just remove the chili. I do not want it very hot. And then put in some water. Just a half a cup of water, I guess. Half to one. And let it again boil. So we're cooking it twice. The masala is being cooked twice. So let it just dry off to some extent. And then we'll put the final lot. The final lot will come in along with the masala. Along with the fishes, not the masala. Along with the fishes. Just let me wait for some more time till it dries up. I used a cover so that the process becomes faster. Now I'm just going to show you how it looks. See, it's done up, almost dry. And now, let's give it a shake. Yes. And now I'm going to put in the amount of water I actually need. Before that, I'll put in the piece of fish there. So the pieces of fish are in, and we need to just smear it with the masala. Wonderful gravy, and more so this beautiful aroma of this particular fish being fried and cooked is there in my kitchen now. So the masala has wonderfully coated each piece of the fish, and now the time when I put in some water, hot boiling water, right? So the entire cooking was done in high heat. Okay, so I was constantly near the my karai, my cast iron karai, and this is how it looks now. And let me wait for the first boil, and then we will cover and cook it till the end. Now we just put in some garam masala. So just a pinch of garam masala. For the people who love more garam masala can always increase the amount there, but this being homemade, so I'm just putting in just a pinch. Now I'm waiting for the entire curry to heat up and boil up, get the first boil, and I'll cover and be rest assured ready to eat a very wonderfully yummy dish. So after around 4-5 minutes, you see, yes, I have the right consistency here, and this is actually done. Just check for the salt there. Lovely, and it's done. So I'm just switching it off and then serving it. So that's my Sitol Masor Goda anja, and done up beautifully. Very easy to make, and a spicy curry. One of the wonders you can see, we can work with this particular fish. I hope you like this recipe of mine. Do give a like and a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please leave your comments below. I love to read your comments. Thank you so much for watching.